Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video to the channel, and welcome to a little bit of discussion on the update which is coming to the game tomorrow, where Runescape 3 is going to release augmented runecrafting and thieving main hands. In this post as well, quite a few nice little things, both overwhelming and insanely underwhelming at the same time, but it does seem to be a very nice update and quite a drastic sort of change to skilling as well. So one thing that they didn't really mention with this update is that they're going to bring quite a few brand new perks into the skilling realm. So if we go down here, again, it's going to be all related to the invention guild and to go to the invention guild as well. And we need to keep an eye out on a shady character which is lurking near the game, which will appear as Leah. So in terms of the perks, there's going to be 8 new perks related to artisan and gathering as well. 2 brand new materials, offcut and manufactured, which are very nice actually. And what I'm hoping that they do, not sure we will though, because I think the ancient components were very different. If these can be sort of made and then boxed and then sold on the Grand Exchange, could be a nice little money maker if you have like a lot of the decent materials or items which are going to make these components. But again, to have 2 new materials, very niche, doesn't happen often, so it's nice to see that they're bringing them out. And 2 new skilling main hands for runecrafting and thieving with invention, which you can augment as well. I imagine this new shady character is going to release as something, whether it's a quest or some form of release in the future. So if we scroll down and have a look at what we have. So we have offcut components, which are going to be made from flat packs, hunter gear and furs. Interesting one, this one, because I think if you're one of those who did construction with a construction workbench a while ago, you will have a lot of flat packs in your bank. Hopefully you've not sold them, dropped them or turned them into materials. But it's a very good way to have a sink on an item which is quite heavily underutilized, not really used. A lot of people put a lot of money into mahogany tables and stuff like that, and they never really go anywhere, never really do anything. So really interesting to see that they've done that. So that's nice. Hunter gear, there's not really that much in the game. If it's something which is like incredibly useful, then I imagine it might put the price up again. Kayak furs, grok furs, all that sort of stuff might go up in price, but it's a weird one, the offcut one. I imagine it will mainly be done through flat packs. I hope I've got some flat packs in my bank. We'll soon find out anyway. But yeah, really odd choice of items. But again, I feel like they're trying to do something different, have a new pull on new items. Again, all these items like flat packs, hunter gears and furs on day of release will be extremely high because people will want to get these components and get these perks as soon as possible because they want to go and try it out, want to go and see what's good, and basically want the best perks as soon as possible. Which again, we say this for all the videos, people pay for convenience. So rather than go and get all these materials themselves, they'd rather buy the stuff which gives them the components so they can get skilling or doing what they want a lot quicker. Manufactured seems to be a lot more realistic. It's a rare material, whereas offcut is uncommon. These are going to come from things like disassembling wood. So that'll be a very interesting one because it will really pop up the price of logs. Things like U-log, magic logs aren't relatively expensive for what they are, but it'd be nice to see that those go up in price and maybe bring a little bit more profit in woodcutting for a while, because again, there's going to be a massive sink on logs, because I do think logs are the best thing to really pick on. You've got ore boxes, which are a little bit too niche and not enough in the game to really like viably use them unless you have a really high rate of giving the components. Not really worth it in my opinion. Talismans, yes, I imagine these would be quite good. A really good sink actually for talismans, because the big sink for talismans in the past used to be through Geyser Titans or Titans for summoning. And that's kind of faded out now. Now people really are at a summoning level where they don't need to do that. So it's brought a demand back on talismans, which actually might have a big impact on something like Dag Kings. If talismans go up as a result, Dag Kings drop an awful lot of talismans from Prime. So that could be an extra bit of GP for Dagannoth Kings, along with the ring drops and the other stuff, which still bring in a decent profit. Dagannoth King is still around 20 mil, so an update or some extra like GP from talismans could have a massive effect. Tiaras are a weird one because I imagine it's going to be the imbued one, which again, talismans and tiaras very limited. There might be some rogue people though who have like thousands and thousands of tiaras. In my opinion, if I did do tiaras for Runecrafting XP back in the day, I wouldn't have sold them because you just wouldn't have got the GP for them. So who knows, some people could really have made like massive amounts of bank just because they've been sat on those items. Necroplasm is an interesting one as well. I think it's a good way to keep the price of necroplasm high. So again, necroplasm rituals might actually be better again. Might have a couple extra mil per hour, and necroplasm is a very easy AFK method, so that's definitely one to keep an eye on. Might tank the price of ectoplasm, but again, I think ectoplasm needs to be controlled because if people aren't doing rituals, the price of ectoplasm will naturally rise anyway. So yeah, really interesting one. I quite like what I've done with manufactured. It's going to give a sense of extra GP to woodcutting. Again, people who've done talismans or tiaras can capitalize if they've got them in a bank. And necroplasm means it's going to keep the price of rituals and necroplasm rituals up, because it was starting to tank off a bit, because people don't really need necroplasm as much, because not many people do rituals anymore. Like, so when necromancy was released, everyone was doing rituals. Now, because everyone's got the level or they're doing other stuff, not doing it as much. Interesting as well though, primal crossbows, eternal short bows, and iron to primal equipment from smithing will also be cans for this as well. So again, a nice little bump up to smithing. Smithing's got like another little niche market it can go into as well. And it's nice to put the primal crossbows and the eternal short bows, because these will be the highest performing items to produce manufactured components. So again, you've bought another little market into primal crossbows and the short bows as well. Those people who have got bows sat ready for like double XP now have another reason for them to be expensive. So it's be interesting, especially see the eternal short bows on what price they go to as well. But again, I'm really happy with these items. There's plenty to make money with. We've got woodcutting, smithing, necromancy, and crafting as well, with the sort of tiaras. So really, we'll do an episode where we sort of delve into manufactured stuff, see which items are working the best, see what GP they are as well. Really, really interested to see that as well. Next is the 8 perks. So we've got scraps, which is for woodcutting and archaeology, which will gain 1 additional resource when a material cache is depleted or a tree is felled, which is really nice if you're someone who goes and hunts for caches, especially. That would be a very good one. Careless, which is mining and smithing, and will increase your damage by 2% per rank, and a cost reduction of your stamina by an additional 10%. So if you're someone who's quite active in terms of like how often you click the ore, definitely one to keep an eye on. I wonder if you could sustain that with the stone spirits and juju potions, so that'd be a nice one to go and check out as well. Explosive, which is mining. While mining core rocks, your mining damage increased by 20%, but rock opportunities never spawn. Like this one, because if you're AFK and you're not really chasing opportunities, this is just going to be a massive increase. So that is very, very nice. Oblivious, which is thieving. When pickpocketing, avoid being stunned at a cost of 3% damage, which, yeah, okay, that seems alright. Wild runes is runecrafting, and that's a plus 1% chance per rank when crafting runes to channel via a runa altar, providing a random assortment of elemental and catalytic runes in place of those you would have gained by using the altar you are using. Now, this doesn't work with necromancy runes. And the XP would have been what you would have got anyway. Interesting one, that one. Again, it's going to give you a bit of a ZMI effect. I think that's what they're trying to aim for as well, which will be very interesting. Preservingness, which is archaeology, which is a plus 1% chance to gain a restored artifact instead of a damaged artifact on excavation completed per rank. Interesting to see if you're going to get the XP for it. If you're going to get the XP for the completed artifact, that could be quite broken, and save you quite a bit in materials as well. So really interested to see what that is. With it being that kind of thing, I'm having a feeling it'll just be completed anyway, with no XP off it, which, I don't know, I don't think that's worth it in my opinion. Yes, you're going to save the cost of the materials to restore it, but you want the XP from it. So interesting to see if that one is any good, and if it works on top of something like Tony's as well. So yeah, very, very good one there. Hasty, which is archaeology, and archaeology's definitely got some love here. Got 3 of them. So during excavation gives a 1% chance per rank to gain triple excavation progress at the cost of receiving a material. Yeah, that's very good. And then finally, naturalist, which is woodcutting, mining and fishing, a 0.5% chance per rank to gain a random skill buff on gather. Buffs are listed there. Basically, it's going to be a extra geode or an XP boost, or basically all the buffs you get in your standard woodcutting, mining and fishing, but just a chance of going as well. And then it's also got additionally the polishing and cheapskate perks will now include runecrafting, offer a chance when binding a rune to upgrade or downgrade to the next tier of rune. So that's pretty nice as well. Runecrafting, again, having some nice perks. They're all really nice perks, and I think they're all very niche, which is very, very nice. And that's what we want. We want different selections and opportunities and buffs, which gives us different options to go for as well. So now going through to the offhand, so we have runecrafting, the binding rod, which is what I imagine we're going to sort of make from the invention skill. And then also the upgraded version is the crystal binding rod. So the first one doesn't really notice any buffs, but you need 22 invention, 71 runecrafting. Whereas the crystal version will give you 5% additional runes when runecrafting. And you're going to need 82 invention and 81 runecrafting. So one thing I would say, like nice and early on, go and get some harmony dust, because I imagine if we're going to make a crystal skilling weapon, you will need harmony dust to upgrade it. And then thieving is the pickpocketing bag. And I imagine it's going to relate to the thieving guild because it's got a thieving guild screenshots here. Again, for the pickpocketing bag, you're going to need 22 invention, 71 thieving, and then a mushroomy pickpocketing bag, which is going to be the augmentable one. 5% chance to increase auto pickpocketing speed by 0.6 seconds. 82 invention, 81 thieving. I imagine this is going to be the Croesus sack, but again, we shall see where it is as well. But pretty huge changes, really. I think they've brought in some invention, offhands to skills, which have never really had offhands before. Well, Runecrafting recently had all the Runecrafting stuff come in, which again, kind of hit, kind of missed. Really interested to see how these go. I mean, the 5% buff on runes as well is going to make Runecrafting even more profits and even more bank. Interested to see how Thieving goes, but it seemed like they're working their way through skilling to give them a couple more options, a couple more sort of ways to do stuff. I'm really interested by the perks. I think the perks are probably the best thing in terms of money making method as well. All these items which are going to create perks should hopefully pick up, and we'll make loads of money making videos off the back of that as well to pick out which stuff's the best for you guys to do, whether you're looking for profit or whether you're actually going to go and get the item yourself. However, looking forward to it. We'll be here tomorrow nice and early to jump on the update straight away, go through a couple of stuff, and then go and try and make our own offhands and main hands as well. Let me know what you guys are thinking as well. What are you thinking you need to do to stock up, ready and prepared for it as well? I would say if you are looking to get the level 82 version of the Runecrafting one, get some Harmony Dust tomorrow, because I'm pretty sure if it's going to be Crystal, you're going to need Harmony Dust. However, drop your comments down below. What do you think? Are you excited? What have you done to prepare for it? Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the update video.